Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're very welcome to round number 11 of TTML Division 4 here at Interlagos. My name is Graham, and joining me tonight is my trusty sidekick, my faithful companion. I regret saying those words, but it is Joseph Coolboy. Hi, Joe.
Oh, Graham, nice words.
Yeah.
Nice fellow Irishman. Nice words, Graham. Love you too, Graham. Love you too.
I said faithful companion, and I was like, I probably regret saying that.
It's a bit, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why. But look, Joe, this is the season finale.
Yep.
It's been a long-ish road.
Long 11 weeks, yep.
But we're here. We are just waiting for. PSN is having some issues, Joe. So.
Shock.
Yeah, I know, right? So that is why we're currently sat here at 8:02 in the lobby, because people are having a tough time getting in, which is, of course, what you want on a Friday night. But we're here. There are lots of people who are not here, Joe.
It's brilliant. 11 drivers here again, yeah.
Well, to be fair, there's a few waiting to get in. So.
Oh, here's one. Who's this?
There's Faxland.
Faxland.
I believe this is. I think we're actually ready enough, though. I think we're beginning to go.
Well, we're going, boy.
We are indeed. So 12 drivers tonight, which is more than last week. So look, can't complain with that. So, anyways, of course, title is. Would you say it's on the line? Would you say it's already won?
Yeah. Kinda.
Well, technically, hold on.
Well, like there's.
Why don't you take
Storm.
Why don't you take us through the standings there, and we'll,
give me a second, there, Graham. Just loading up Discord here.
How unprepared you must be.
Podium last week was TF1 or TFI Gran and YTC Florian and Faxland. The standings as follows is Charlie in first place with 141 points, Graham. Second is Martin Bell, who's not here, with 130. Key in third on 128, who's not here also. Storm in fourth with 118. Nicky in fifth with 115. Lord Holton in sixth with 114. Cam in seventh with 107. Conti in eighth on 101. TJ Williamson in 9th with 94, and Sygate in 10th with 76. Racing Point are first in the constructors with 238 points. Second is Red Bull Racing at 227 points. Third is Mercedes with 221 points. Fourth is McLaren with 217, and Haas is 166th in fifth.
Wait.
And it looks like a dry track.
It does look like a dry track. So, out of those top 5, Joe, in the standings, the only two people that are here are Nicky and Storm, correct?
Yeah.
And so
Lord
Storm
Holton.
can Lord Holton's there in 6. So technically Storm can win
If he
the
gets
title, but he needs
everything.
to win the race, take pole position. I think that's.
And set the fast lap.
Oh, he would, yeah, for the extra. He'd be tied, wouldn't it? If no, yeah. Sorry, he needs everything.
Yeah, he needs it all. He needs the full trinity.
That's the tie, isn't it? That's only to tie.
Yeah.
Charlie. And I think Charlie would win on countback of wins.
Yeah, exactly.
But But anyways, final round. Joe, I've been reminded to do the podium interviews after the race. I don't really want to.
1 second, Graham. I have to go get my hedgehog.
Well, absolute twat. Anyways, Gran is going to start it on a says soft, so yeah, tyres will go with you. So there's no benefit to qualifying the mediums inside the top 10. So we're going to start on softs. It's the choice of everyone. Of course, a bit of rain, always a possibility here at Brazil. So Saw that in Division 2 last night. They changing conditions, so we'll have to see what happens. But let's go on board with a lap. It's the first one to say a lap, so go on board with the Grand DRS Open. Used to be at the start of the pit lane there, the line, but before that now. Turn 1, locking the brake, but nice and clean. Probably the most difficult part of the track because track limits there are a thing. Opens the DRS, heading up towards turn number 4. Again, want to try and take I would say try to take as much of that curve as possible, and then so that you don't have to use so much on the outside. That's another part you could definitely invalidate your lap on. And here, again, certain parts you want to just absolutely leather it once you get through a certain part of that turn number 5. And then downhill, want to try and get up to the higher gears as quickly as possible. Get the foot on the throttle. You see Grand there, get up to 4th, and then even still, car 1 to get away from. Again, same story here out of this corner. Rear does look to get away if you're on the throttle quickly, so try and get up to 3rd and 4th as quickly as possible. Left-hander of Jun Seo up the hill last for we'll refer to it as the last corner because really that's the last braking zone. Even if it's not the last corner, and across the line, DRS Open once again to get started, Joe, with a 1:07.6. Not too shabby out the box.
Good banker.
Yeah, very good banker.
Good banker.
Did you find your hedgehog there, Joe?
Yeah, found the hedgehog. Yeah, he was crawling into the sitting room, so I had to put him outside again.
I see. Well, I'm glad you got that
yeah.
sorted, Joe.
Yeah, he's a bit like cold, like very cold outside.
7-7 for Florian. I love in the Sebastian Vettel kind of styled helmet he's got running.
Oh,
of course, Joe, you can't see it, but
it's like never mind.
Conti said an invalid lap time. So 7-6. Joe, what are you expecting for pole position tonight?
Maybe a mid to low 7.
A mid.
If you get into 6s, I'd be surprised.
I can't even get into the 6s, so.
Either can I. So yeah.
I think a 7-1 is the best time I've personally put in.
7 flat was mine yesterday.
On this track. So 7 flash for you?
Yeah, but like I didn't practice because I didn't do it in the race yesterday.
No, you did not. Storm. So Storm is really the driver we need to watch the most, I would say. For any hope for this to be a thing, he's going to have to do it all.
I seen in the YouTube chat that Storm was giving out, so he was in the chat.
About a lack of
He was
drivers,
saying, let you work out what the weather is like in the race.
Ah, very good.
Not very good, Graham.
Well, I mean this doesn't help because you'd qualify in softs here regardless if it's wet or dry. So
I suppose, yeah.
You would
could be nice and moist. Like,
could be nice.
After destroying all the brake marker boards, like that's a penalty. Sorry. No,
Faxon goes in the 7-8, goes up to 3rd place there. It's quite tight, to be fair.
What she said. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Storm. Ooh.
It's a 6, but the 6.69 400s there behind Gran in the original pole. So yeah, that was a good lap. I like watching that lap from Gran. It was a good lap, and it's turned out to be the benchmark so far. No one's in a massive hurry to really beat it. As Aquaplaning goes into 7th there, slowest time so far with an 8.5. Joe, what would you say are the main challenges of this track? A lot of elevation changes, a lot of corners are winding and then required to get on a throttle, which throws the rear into kind of distress. What would you say is the most challenging part of this circuit? It's a short one, but definitely not the most straightforward.
Definitely the Senna S's anyways. You can invalidate or cut a corner, get warning there, yeah,
so
you
turn
know
1
that?
and 2.
Yes, Graham. Maybe turn 4 there. Is it turn 4 or turn 3? The one after DRS?
Yeah,
the one after DRS, yeah. That curve there, spit you out, throw into the wall there. Like to Williams last night. think that's it really, Graham. That that winding left-hander going up the hill. That turn 1, 2, 3, 4,
Left-hander.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, turn 9, is it? Where Gran is right now.
Ah, it's just on board with Gran. Yeah, this one, yeah. I should find this one where he's coming up to right now. The right-hander of turn 10. It's a bit more challenging than the downhill of...
Yeah, the traction. You want to get the traction and the throttle properly. He is 3 times up, oh my god.
Yeah, this is good, isn't
Yeah,
it?
so that's really the difficulties around Brazil, I find.
So traction, basically.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Here he comes in. A 7.4. Lost a bit of time in that last sector, it seemed. So perhaps even more time to find for Graham. He's definitely setting the benchmark. 7.4 puts him on a provisional pole. I'm actually interested to see what the... what was pole last night in Division 2?
A 6.5.
A 6.5? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Wesker, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering... Oh, I'm just watching Psychic there. He validated there at the exit of Junsao. I kind of wonder what the pole time for Division 3 was. Do you get? I wonder if
I'll
we
have a
got
look
into
there
this-
for you.
Yeah, have a look for me, please. I wonder if we got into the 6s at all. Be curious to see. We'll go on board Florian as he starts another lap. After invalidating. Nice and clean through turn 1 and 2. We'll try and get the car on the exit of that curb but not allow that front right to dip over it. Try to use all the track possible. This is a very clean first sector. He's 2 tenths up as well. The 7.7 currently. Using all the track there. Up the hill. Down to
go on.
5th. Application of the throttle, or brake rather, as a Zam there going to 4th. You go on there, Joe.
It was a 6.7.
A 6.7, gee.
From Mashiro.
It's quick. Yeah, Mashiro's been the kind of pace setter, hasn't he, for a lot of Division 3. Up the hill comes Florian. This is going to be an improvement. A bit of a wide entry though, heading into this last part. I feel like he's got more time to find up to turn 6 there, but comes across the line. It's going to be an improvement and a decent improvement as well. It's a 7.5, moves up onto the front row of the grid. So a very clean lap there from Florian, puts him in a good spot.
Yeah, he was 2 or 3 tenths up in the coming out that last corner.
Seems to be catching a few people out there. This last sector, I would argue, is the most straightforward. It's one corner essentially. So you've got one, application of throttle to worry about. As Conti goes up to 10th place, 9.1. He's a bit squirmy coming out of Junsao now that we're talking about it. Nicky coming across the line is improving on his time. Moves up just behind his teammate, 7.7 for the Mercedes. There's Robin starting a flying lap as is Aquafine behind. I think Storm's on a flying lap as well. Yes, he is, but he backed out of it. It was valid, but just seemed to be a little bit slower, and he's going to file into the pits.
Robin is on a lap where he's just coming into the turn 4. Aquaplaning just started. Coming out of SNS.
And the two AlphaTauris there are very close together there, but not on a flying lap. Only two not to say a flying lap at the moment. And you see the hesitation of throttle. The back end sticks with you a lot more through that turn 6 than you think it would. Like there's a certain point you can just floor it, and on those softs the car will stay with you if you've got a stable enough rear end. As sweeping down the hill is Robin, 3 tenths up on his time, but at the moment that 3 tenths wouldn't really improve his position. 8.3. Lord Holton 7.8 in 7th place. Let's see then. Finding time in the last sector, perhaps need to pull him over the top. 7.8.
Robin goes 7.8. Aquaplaning coming now, Graham.
Did find the time, but in that last sector, but just shy of moving himself up the grid there. Here comes Aquaplaning, as you say.
An 8.2.
Improvement again, but not enough to change his overall bearing on the on the timing sheets, and again, these AlphaTauris are very close together here. So, Ivazara, the one in front, Cygate, the one trailing, get the slipstream, a bit of it at least, as they got both complete. It's very odd positioning they've put themselves in here. Ivazara goes up to 10, that is quickly replaced by his teammate by 2/10 then. 8.4, again, not ideal. If you want to be, you don't want to be starting too much outside the top 10. Track very much dependent on keep you in DRS of the car in front if possible.
Well, Graham, can I just tell you the shocking news that I've been hearing from one of my sources?
Is it relevant to the race, Joe?
Correct.
Okay, lay it on me.
Do you want? Oh, okay. Well, anyways, Graham, there'll be no DRS assistance in this race.
Oh. Well, thank you for ruining the fact that it's a wet race.
Well, Graham, who cares?
Joe, that's very disrespectful.
Sorry, Graham. Alright, I'll pretend that we didn't hear this news.
Yeah, great. That makes it better.
Yeah, we will.
This strategy from AlphaTauri here is bizarre. They're both going back into the pits now, but they may figure out a new strategy because that certainly didn't work.
No, I don't think so, Graham. It's it's they may just, I don't know.
Well, Conti start the lap. I actually wonder if what the quality time would be in Division 5. To be honest.
Oi.
Just curious. Although I think there's a bit of issue. I don't think actually Division 5 stream's actually up. So
yeah, actually,
I mentioned that because someone asked in the comments. I don't have the answers. We just handle Division 4. So that's all we're responsible for, and that's far too much as it is.
Yes. Correct. Fellow
Nice.
Padawan.
Nice clean exit there from Storm, heading out of turns 1 and 2, and away through the Curva de Sol and down the Retta Aposta. Yeah. 10th up. Not everyone knows corner names here. Everyone knows Junsao, and that's basically it.
Yeah, that's all I know.
Not a lot of corners, to be fair, but
Well, Graham, you're a geek, so obviously you know.
thanks. I don't know all though.
That's in a nice way, like.
I don't know any of these. I'm looking at the names, but
Oh yeah, so no wonder no wonder.
I don't know any of the names properly of the midfield ones. No one really refers to the corner names of the midfield corners. Oh, I saw the Storm getting on the edge there. May have cost himself a bit of traction. He is improving. 3 minutes to go, and this session is flying by. And sprint down to the line. Can he take provisional pole position? He can.
He can! And it's Storm on pole at the moment.
7.3. It's okay, Joe. I know how excited you get.
Graham, this is like important. If he says pole, that's 2 points. Fastest lap. Like it's on. Like
I actually have no idea even if he did the Grand Slam here. I think because Charlie's won more than one race, hasn't he?
I don't know that now, Graham, because I don't have the performance like
Do we
on my screen.
Do we have access to the performance?
No. But it's not even in the chat. It's not in the channel. Like it's not in the standings.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Charlie's won more than one race though. I think Storm hasn't won any. I could be wrong on that.
I'm not sure.
I have no idea either. But he's got to take pole position first, win the race, and fastest lap. So it's got a lot to do before all of that is said and done. Just watching Cygate on a flying lap, now free of his teammate. Should be saying a faster time this time around. He's 2/10 up, which would take him inside the top 10, further inside the top 10, but maybe not much more than that. The AlphaTauri driver, DRS is open, tightest line to the line possible. We have ERS along the way. It's an 8.1. moves up into 9th place. As Grant is starting another flying lap. This will be his last one, I believe, unless he invalidates and chooses to go for another one. And that's exactly what's going to have to happen, because he's got his edge point to turn 2 a little wrong. Oh, and Robin's disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. There he is, down there. I think we have to be careful. There's any cars. There's a Toro Rosso coming. Of course, the Ghost car is currently driving for.
Graham, it's not a Toro Rosso, Graham. It's not a Toro Rosso.
Yeah, the Toro Rosso I'm just on board with there, Joe.
It's Tori, Graham.
Oh yeah, look at that. Wow. You must have been waiting all season for that, huh?
Yeah, I've been waiting all season to correct you.
It's not very nice, Joe. I make mistakes.
Well, Graham, like, you're the geek, like, you should know everything. I know people make mistakes, but...
A 7.7 for Zam is his current fastest time. He's trying to work on improving that.
He's grand about it. He's starting.
Gosh, one more run in him. Ivan Zara coming across the line. 8.3 is his current fastest time. He's in 10th place. It's a very quiet session for Lord Holton. He's coming across the line though to set a 107.5, moves up to 5th place. As checker flag is now out, so any laps now, that's it.
And Florian on the way to the line, set a 7-1.
7-1. Fantastic lap. Conti has had an absolute mare on 4 lap old softs. He will not be improving, running out of fuel of course, so his lap was previously then his best one. That'll leave Zam then, who's just half a tenth up on his time. Coming across then, DRS is active, choosing a longer line. Does improve, 7.6 for Zam. And Gran is just under 700s down on his best time. Can he find anything out of Junsao and down towards the line? Here he comes then. No. 2,000 slower in the end, and he has to contend himself with a place on the second row of the grid. Ivan Zara then coming to the pits. He is done. Faxland, same situation. What about Lord Holton? I believe that's it then, Joe.
That is qualifying, Graham.
That is qualifying. So Florian, 7.1. Not a bad time. Not a bad time at all.
Excuse me.
Faster than you, faster than me.
You're not faster than me. What are you on about, Graham? I did a 7 flat.
Sorry. 7 flat was good enough for last place though, wasn't it?
Oh, I wasn't last actually. I was 13th. There was 15 drivers, Graham.
Oh, pardon me. You were just last in the race.
Go through the standings, sir, please. Thanks.
That was your job. You did the standings already.
No, I did them already, Graham. You go through the standings. Short qualifying here.
Yeah, thank you. That's the one you're looking for. Is Florian on pole position by nearly 2/10 in the end, ahead of Storm in second. Gran then the pace setter early on, but didn't have enough to take him all the way. He's in third. Faxland then, good effort from him in fourth, just behind Gran actually. Only a few thousands there in the difference. Lord Holton then in fifth. Zam then in sixth. Again, very close between those two as well. Nicky then in seventh. Very quiet session for Nicky. Would have thought maybe would have been a bit higher up than seventh, but that's where he is. Psychic then in 8th, Aquapine in 9th, Ivazar then in 10th. Conti then didn't really get hooked up in 11th, 1.8 seconds off the pace, and Robin then being disqualified for being parked in a dangerous location. We'll start this race P12. So
12, Graham. Strategy.
Well, thanks to you, we know what the strategy is.
Oh my god, it's raining! Oh my god, and it's absolutely bucketed down, so there's the wet tires I'd say are out. They have to be out. Oh, it's ideal conditions. This is ideal.
Wow.
Absolutely bucketing down, Graham. It's like Ireland today. Bucketing rain. I don't know if you had rain in Carlo or where you're from. But yeah, it was bucketing rain here in Offaly. But no one knows where that is.
Wow. Stellar stuff, Joe. Thank you so much for that input.
No bother.
Full
So the
wet
strategy will be
conditions.
a one-stop, Graham, 36 laps, so maybe lap 16, maybe, and do
Basically.
maybe
Basically, yeah.
try and get a
If I'm
undercut.
I'm led to believe it's raining all race, so that is pretty much what it is, Joe. Just get them
I think it
halfway.
is the full wets, is it? Or the wets?
It would be the full wets. There's no way it's not.
It is the full wets.
I've seen this game start on dry tyres in wet conditions. We saw it last week, in fact.
Yes.
But not this time. So, what does that mean for the race then? Yeah, strategy obviously goes out the window. Um,
Yeah, wet.
it means that there's a possibility of a very spread out grid uh, for the race. More
Yeah.
often than not, in the wet conditions, the cream does rise to the top, just like other surfaces in the rain, such as oil. You know, that also rises to the top when it rains.
Yeah,
How's that for clever segues and links?
Graham, I don't care. You broke your elbow.
But I didn't break my elbow.
But it didn't break my elbow, Joe.
You said the exact same thing to me earlier.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you
I
did.
wasn't in the party with you. What are you on about?
We don't talk outside of races.
No, I don't. No, we're not friends.
No, I don't like you.
No, I never liked you either.
Great. I'm so glad we established that before we started
Yeah.
36
Yes.
laps in the wet, Joe. Testing
What is
conditions
this?
for sure. We were talking about traction, Joe, as being a problem in the dry. Well,
Yeah, well,
it's going to be an
Yeah,
issue in the wet
yeah.
as well.
let's see how they go on now.
So, short run down to turn one, but of course in the wet, you're, I think, a lot more. I think you're prone to,
Break earlier. But
well, not just that, but just a poor start. Like the good starts are separated much more from the bad starts in the wet. If you have a bad start in the wet, you're going to know about it. If you have a good start in the wet, you will fly. So in these conditions,
Fly.
especially if you're in the pack as well, you're obviously that much further back. You've obviously that much more of a run heading down towards turn one. So if you're on board here with Cygate in 8th, that's a decent run down to turn one. So a good start here or a bad start, you're going to know about it. Florian, a little less to worry about. We'll go on board with Grand to start, see what the story is. Here we go then, final round of TTML Division 4 for the season. 5 red lights, and away
And Zam
we
gets a drive through.
go. It's a jump start, as you mentioned, but a decent start for Storm. And down towards turn 1 into the inside line. He's going to try and go for it. There's a lot of ghosting again, as we saw last night. But Florian then, oh, and I think that's Faxan trying to sneak through as well. Oh, bit of contact at the front, contact between third and fourth as well. But Storm is in the lead as they tentatively slip their way through turn number 1, 2, and 3. But leading the way is Storm in these stormy conditions. As Florian tries to close up, looks like Faxan then was overtaken by Gran in the end as they slip through. Looks all clean so far, Joe.
Yeah, it looks clean, alright. A bit of a gap here between Cygate. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust any of the timing screens at this current moment. But Storm got the start he needed.
Oh,
Moves up
Aquaplaning.
into the lead.
Aquaplaning
And
and
sideways,
Cygate.
yes, side by side action. Conti then trying to get involved as well. Tentative stuff. They're just it's all, honestly, oh, he's lost the back end. Has he saved it? He has. Conti
Oh,
has saved
Cygate
it.
down the middle, down the inside. What a move by Cygate.
Nicky then passed Zam for P5. So you feel like you're just not moving, like between the wet conditions and, you know, approximating for the cars in front. You just feel like you're not moving in any way, shape or fashion. It just feels like an absolute crawl. But they're got through it okay. Oh, Aquapang, big moment there. So he's on the throttle on the ERS as well. He's going to side through as Gran then and Florian. Sorry, it's timing screens are acting the maggot. It's lap 2, not lap 3. As they tiptoe their way around. So everyone in the straight line so far. See how long it keeps up for as Ivazar try and get a run on Conti there. And again, deception from the timing screens. Ooh, well, Florian's lost as he always just about kept it, just about caught that. Really threatened to get away from him in these conditions. But holds on to it, fair play to him. And Ivazar will try to go around the outside of Conti. Oh, bit of contact, bit of oversteer if anything else. Not intentional. in these conditions, I would say. But they're side by side, Joe, heading down the hill.
Up the hill, what traction?
Ooh, again, just losing the back end, and that's where we could see a few accidents. So just a bit of contact, not intentional, but just from just trying to catch the car. And if you're in the wrong place, wrong time, side by side, you could be whacked into.
Thorne has a bit of a gap, 1 second gap. Conti, Conti's off.
Moment. His wing looks intact, but he had a big moment there. You're right there, Joey. It was actually a second heading down that straight, but somewhere along the way, Florian's gained a few tenths on him. But they are opening up a bit of a gap now, and these timing speeds have stabilised finally. And that was Lord Holt from the back of Zam, who's got to serve his drive at the end of this lap.
Ooh.
Slippery stuff. He's using all of his ERS. He's underfueled the car as well. Doesn't need to fight too much. Might not be aware that Zam's got a penalty or a drive through the serve at the end of this lap. Aquaman behind him though, trying to stick with him. Going up the hill. And we are first penalty of the day. That is far. I did see him take a bit of chunk out of turn 2. And it's caught up with him already, lap 3. As Faxon, I'd say, is putting Gran under pressure here. He's 2 seconds already behind Florian. But I'd say, Joe, it's been a pleasant surprise so far, as there's some still quite tight of the field, especially down in the lower half.
Bit of a gap there though between Gran and Florian.
Say Gran have
surely Faxon.
A better run. A better run, to be fair. Oh, we got yellow flag.
Sam has three.
Conti is off again. Jun Sao. Has he been as lucky this time to keep his front wing? Looks like he has it. But just really struggling for traction out of that part of the track as you say, Joe, Zam comes into service penalty. It looked like Faxon was going to get him. Just get Gran heading down towards turn 1, but just Gran had a much better exit out of Jun Sao. And that just allowed him to stay in front for the time being, but Faxon also conserving some of his ERS as he almost follows the car wide. Let's see Ibazara then just behind Robin. That's for P9. So a bit more separation being created now.
Yeah. Nothing really going on, like they're all like just filing in behind each other.
Got Faxland on the back of Gran.
Nicky there as well. Can hardly see myself.
I reckon, yeah. See, I think Gran's definitely really struggling in these wet conditions. Definitely a cork in the bottle here, because the gap has only just increased in front. It's now 3.6 to Florian in second, and then there's this big bottleneck behind. Oh, Faxland's almost losing the back end in these difficult conditions.
The music, because he had to overtake in Gran. He had to overtake on.
Storms has the fastest lap of the race. Quickly replaced by Lord Holton, so maybe the conditions begin to, not lighten, but at least the tyres maybe come into their own a bit more now.
Faxon gets a better run, I think. Has he?
Oh, yeah. I think he is now, and both of the drivers enabling overtake, trying to save everything they can. Grant goes defensive, and that'll have to force Faxon to stay behind for the time being. Again, Nicky looking on this with intrigue, as are Lord Holton and Aquaplaning, so anything kicks off here,
Yes, like everyone is there at the top 10, well, never mind, 3rd to 10, 7 cars there. It is hammering on tongues here.
This ends in an incident in one way, shape or fashion.
Oh, it definitely is, Graham. You know it. I can see it coming. My spidey senses are tingling.
Are your spidey senses tingling?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if they come true. Oh, I think Conti again, is it? Yeah, it is. He's lost the back end. And still has his front wing, so he's really playing with fire here. Which is quickly doused in these conditions. Bit of a better run this time for Faxland, though. And again, overtaking neighbours for both the cars. It's just, oh, actually, hold on a second. Lord Houghton going for a move on Nicky and down towards the inside. Later in the brakes, we need to make the corner. Oh, and I think just about making it. Nicky has to find him behind. See, Nicky's exit is like And you see Aquaplane's right there as well. Oh, again, trying to fight the car. And this time Aquaplane's going to go for the move down the inside, and Nicky has to try and correct the car a bit. Down the inside, oh, bit of contact.
Oh, contact.
Oh, they're forcing each other off the track. Will Psygate slip through? No, he's too far back. But Aquaplane is through rather egregiously with a naughty move. And yeah,
No,
to
I
be
let him
fair,
through.
lets him back through. So, fair play. And we can begin battle once again.
Yeah, that was right of aquaplaning. Oh, Lord Horton went wide there. Very deep into the corner.
And to be fair, that might not have been intentional, but like, because you have to take into account, you know, the conditions, and you know, you might just struggle and understeer, and someone just might get caught up in it. Same we were talking about earlier about losing the back end, not intentional, but someone might get caught in the crossfire. So you just, you know, it is about, you know, luck at the end of the day, where you'll be in the right place at the wrong time, where someone, you know, might either, you know, can't quite get the steering in, or you know, just lose the back end. But times are improving. I think that's Conti again, as Gran holding on. He's now 6.6 seconds behind Florian and Storm, top two in the league of their own.
Graham, I'd say it'd be nearly time for intermediate site. There's nothing really, it's not as heavy as it was. Like,
it's still pretty heavy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's changing anytime soon.
Oh, and aquaplaning is out.
Oh, I just saw the car bouncing away. VSC is deployed. Must have lost it coming out of. It's very far up the straight though. So that unless he was fighting to keep control of that car all the way up, which seems unlikely. I reckon he's had an incident with someone. Surely he wouldn't lose the car that far up the straight. So I'm inclined to believe someone else. Who was he fighting? He was behind Nicky, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Front wing's intact there. Yeah, either he's fought the car all the way up the straight, which seems unlikely, or he's had it coming together with someone. But there you go. He's out of this race, and we get our first VSC of the day. That's a shame, because he was actually one of the cars that was actually fighting amongst a crowd. Oh, and Faxland almost ran into the back of Gran there, who obviously were under VSC conditions, following the Delta. Good chance for Gran to save some ERS as well as Faxland. I think we're about to go again.
Oh yeah, two of them have it, yeah.
Because there we go. Because they were using a lot of ERS on each other, to be fair. So a chance to save something. As Saez actually jumps Nicky, to be fair. A 3-second penalty in the process. So how do you get a 3-second penalty? Must have gone over the track limits there.
Quoting that where the pit going into the pit, that line there, Graham.
Must have. Side by side though. Ooh. And Robin has to try and get out of it as well. And that's going to allow Ibazar to just nip through one. Will he nip through his teammate as well? Goes defensive. I think that's Conti again, really struggling in these conditions. But Ibazar is around the outside of his teammate. I think Psyche may have got wing damage there on the left end plate. Can't quite see. No, it was okay actually. I just thought it was that was the case for a second, but stays ahead of his teammate for the time being. And Ibazar then making the move then.
Faxland all over Gran.
Oh, side by side. This will become advantage for Faxland at the inside line for this turn. Can Gran get a switchback of sorts? Canting around the outside there, and Faxland has finally got that move done for P3. Can he hold on to it? Can he show the pace to pull away from what is a struggling Gran? Because they are 8 seconds behind second place. And already I think Faxland will be
very squirmy there out Junsao. Is that Junsao?
Yeah. And already
very squirmy.
Faxland will be clear. And Lord Holton then, we have enough overspeed to send him through. Down on the inside to turn one. We've seen him have a late breaking move before, but not this time. So that should be Faxland clear. They should be able to stretch away. And two teammates again at it. Ivan Zara is overtaken his teammate, Cygate, and that is for P7. And Robin just behind that then. Cygate with a very low amount of ERS. And Lord Holton came close then to an overtake, but again just had to file in for the time being. See, a second already has been dropped by Faxland, who's just picked up a 3-second penalty. He's already dropped them. Conditions very, very wet.
Very moist.
No, this is beyond moist, Joe.
Oh, it is moist.
Saturated, I think, is the word.
I think it's moisture.
No hope for intermediates.
A lot of moisture on the track.
Yeah,
It's
alright.
wet.
It's soaking. No chance. Again, the heavy. It's again not
Absolutely
just
bucketing down.
like the yeah. There's no chance. Going to get into intermediate running anytime soon. Let's see then about Lord Holton this time. Yeah, save a bit of ERS this lap. Actually, hold on a sec. Hold on, I thought Ivan is going to nip through on the exit of Jun Sao. He's got a much better run than Nicky, to be fair. Let's see then. Conti 3-second penalty, but he's way down the order. And down the inside then is going. Oh, Nicky goes a bit deep. Ivan Zara get a better run out of turn 2.
Oh, he does. Oh, and he hits the back from.
Hits the back, had to get off the throttle. Even still, it's going to get a much better run towards turn 3.
Oh,
Nicky trying to cover the AlphaTauri off, but Ivan Zara should be able to get through unless Nicky's later on the brakes. Not a lot of space left, to be honest. And Ivan Zara is through then, so a good move by Ivan Zara. Had to fight with difficult conditions there. Wasn't left a lot of room, to be fair. And Ivan Zara then moving up into P6. A 3-second gap between himself and this little battle between 4th and 5th.
Yeah, Gran did lose everyone a lot of time from Florian.
Yeah, like already Fatsan has basically got his 3-second penalty bridged, you know. But now it's up to. So this seems to be the key to many people's race here. If you can get by this this struggling McLaren. At the moment, one has gone through. Lord Holton then tried to find a way through as well, but just doesn't have the straight line speed to do it. He's going to have to hope that Gran just either has a poor run of traction heading out of a corner, or maybe a mistake from Gran or something, because just in a straight line it just doesn't look like he has it to do it, to make the overtake. Bit of a wobble there from Gran, but yeah, he's under pressure for the time being. Behind, I see Ivan Zara there behind, but doesn't want to lose. Again, every single lap he sat behind Gran, he's losing time and some to the cars in front. Needs to get the move done, but of course that is so much easier said than done in these conditions.
Yeah. Not much going on, Graham. Like, it's nearly 7 laps pit stops. Conti is he should just say go and try and get as much points as possible. Could be late safety car. You would never know. Lord Holton kind of catching. Florian's quicker on the track now. Faster than Storm. See, if Lord Holton gets past Gran, like, that just opens up the field. Like, it opens up his adventure. Like, you can say, like, oh, he can't really get past McLaren.
Just doesn't have a straight line speed. And again, he's underfueled the car as well, so can't spend a ton of time in Rich either.
That was definitely a cut as well.
It definitely was. Oh, it's not a decent run here though. I'd argue that he's going to have ERS though. I'd argue he should use Rich though, and worry about saving fuel later, because very clearly the key to his race is getting by here. If he doesn't get by, he's got to try and save fuel again.
Yeah.
Just a quick word, because again it's been asked again. I have no idea what's going on in Division 5. I'm not responsible for it. I have no idea. I hear nothing. So, you know, I believe there's still no stream for Division 5, and honestly I don't know anything about it. I don't know, so I'm afraid I don't have any answers. I'll tell you what, Joe. Ivan Zara's already on the back. You see just how much time's been lost. Like, that was nearly a 3-second gap, like little more than a lap and a half ago. And it's already Ivan Zara's caught up to the back. And then another bottleneck being created as well. Nicky, who's obviously overtaken. Oh, look at this. Didn't expect a move to be done there, but he's gone through. And again, it's not the first time. He did that to Nicky as well. So we just
Grant goes into pits. Oh, and he cuts the corner. Absolutely cuts it over.
Yeah, they both. Lord Holton was just following. I think he couldn't even see the track limit there. He goes back down the inside. Couldn't even see.
And he pushed him off the track.
It's argy-bargy stuff.
Oh my god! Oh, he tapped him into the wall.
Oh, so tight. And again,
Oh my god!
This is
Calm
nasty
down,
stuff.
guys. Oh my god!
A bit of squeezing. Oh, Joe, this is on the edge.
Graham, this is disgusting. Don't do it. Come on.
This is the last thing they need to do because Grand's just pitted, so they need to be trying to stretch away. You can see that. Oh, you can hear the wheel spin of Ivan Zara. He's just really lighting up. But Nikki, it's brought Nikki back into the fold as well, who was 3 seconds behind this fight. So, I think this has worked out excellently for Graham because they've just decided to squabble ever since they've come into the pits. Oh, Ivan Zara back in twitching, and Faxlands is a fast lap of the race at 20.5. So track conditions, this rain definitely looks lighter for sure.
Yeah, it is. Definitely.
And Lord Holton and Sygate come into the pits. Release. A penalty for Conti. Where's Grand then? Where's Lord Holton?
I think someone should try the intermediate, like, just...
It's a few laps out.
Crack.
I think it'd be worth extending to see. Where's Lord Holton? He's gonna go... Oh, did he have a wing change actually? Did Lord Holton have a wing change?
I see he's very slow coming out of the pits, Graham.
Because he's a mile in... Because Grand is a mile in front. An absolute mile in front. It wouldn't appear to be, would it? 4.3, about 6 seconds back of Gran. So either Gran's gained that much from an undercut, / the time that Lord Holton has lost from squabbling.
As Florian is in the pits, will he slow down time?
Ivan Zara, he does. Let's see the tyres. Again, I'd be surprised if anything else other than full wets went on. Indeed, safe option. And he'll be a very clear net P2. Ivan Zara pits as well, and so let's see where the E comes out then. In comparison as well.
Stam is in as well.
So it's just underneath the halfway mark of this race, people are coming in. Don't want to pit too early, of course, because tyre wear can be a thing around here. Certainly was in the past.
As Grand, so that's 19.8.
To the 19s then. Where will he come out? There's Ivan Zara. It's going to be tight, but Grand's just going to nip through. Picks up a 3-second penalty in the process though, and they are clear. So 9/10 then Ivan Zara now can at least, again doesn't have Lord Holton in front, can at least go off attacking Gran. As a Florian in the back of Nicky here is yet to make a stop. So Florian's gone to the undercut then, and Storm hasn't responded. He's coming in now, is he? No, he's going to stay out.
Think he's going to try and stretch for intermediate, Graham?
Seemed like, but the range just seems like it's got heavier again this last minute or two. If he's not careful, if Florian can get by Nicky without a hitch here, Storm could be in danger of being undercut. Let's see. Can he get by Nicky? Fastest sector 3 down the inside. And Nicky shouldn't fight that too much, so gap is about 20 seconds.
19, yeah, about that, yeah.
And of course, you may have to add a few. Might have to add a second or so to the pit lane here because you're taking a much less speed the exit, which is twisty and turvy. You wouldn't be able to take it as much speed as you would in the dry.
That's correct, Graham.
So I think Florian could. He could jump Storm here. Is Storm going to respond?
Surely he has to go in this lap at least, like.
Still under halfway, technically. And he does respond.
Slow it down now, Storm. Slow it down.
Just about. Oh, it's 50. It's 50 mile an hour. So not 37. In he comes. A fresh set of wets going onto that car. Could we get a better camera angle, please? There we go. Bloody hell. Here comes, I think Florian's going to jump him. Oh, it's going to be tight. Let's see. He'll have more speed for sure with Florian than Storm. Terrible camera angle once again, but he has jumped him. He has jumped Storm for the effective lead of this race. He's had the pace all race long, as Florian's been very close. Now, he is through. And we'll take the net lead in this race once Faxland pits. I tell you, he's flying at the moment, Joe. I've no idea where this pace has come from, but Gran is absolutely flying.
Yeah,
on this particular set of wets, just seems so much more comfortable.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't comfortable at the start. Maybe he had to get he had to get his bearings right.
But it seems odd that, yeah, I don't know, it's a weird one. But,
or maybe he moved his front wing up a bit.
Possibly.
Or lower.
Possibly. Whatever has happened between the first stint and the second stint, he definitely seems a lot happier. See what the lap times are like, though, especially from Florian and Storm, now that, you know... Oh, Florian, big moment there. And they've come into the pits. Let's see what lap time he does then. And it's a 19.4. It's not too dissimilar to what Grant's been doing then. So we'll see Sygate ahead of Lord Holton, who is harassing
Gran
back.
was 9/10 off on that lap.
Comes Lord Holton then.
Oh, he's sliding. He is sliding, Graham.
Just watching the battle for P8 there.
Drifted around that corner, Graham.
Yeah, I'm watching that. I'm watching Nicky exit into this battle between Lord Holton and Sygate. He's going to just be behind them. For P7. And Sygate sticking with it for the time being. Grant did set a lap in the 19s though, that's for sure.
Yeah, he did it. He was touching a low 21 there.
Bit of a mistake possibly. The gap is 1.3 between Florian and Storm. See how comfortable he gets. We'll have a look at that in a second. We'll look at this 3-car battle for P7. Sygate, Lord Holton and Nicky. Iwasara is well clear of this battle. 7 seconds clear, in fact. As Faxland comes into the pits and gives Florian the race lead. No fastest lap then in that lap, was there, for Storm?
No, he was clear by 9/10 or that.
See, good exit for Lord Holton here. ERS activated. You seem to have dropped Nicky a little bit through that last sector, and this is going to take Lord Holton through. Sygate then, yeah, low ERS, not much he could fight with. And down the inside goes Lord Holton to take a very easy P7. But battle is far from done, you would have to say. And Nicky then, a bit more ERS in reserve, but just falling a bit back on that particular lap. Second back, Sygate. And see if Lord Holton now can drop Sygate and maybe move into the 7-second gap that is in front of him and Sygate's teammate.
Yeah, I don't know what I was going to say there. Storm's catching Florian again.
Gap is just under a second. Faxland here's on the back of Robin, who's yet to pit. In a bit of a no man's land, isn't he? As Robin pits then. No, Faxland. 8 seconds clear of Gran and 7 seconds or so adrift. 8 seconds adrift of Storm. So it's going to be a very lonely P3 if you can keep it going. And a 19.4 from Gran. So pace is good, but seems to be inconsistent at times, you might say. Oh, Robin.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Robin coming out in 8, 7, 8, 7.
Very close, side by side. Between Sygate and Robin. Always pinched on the apex a bit, and Sygate is through. But Robin will have an advantage. That 5 laps on those hards. A track like Brazil, I think, will stand to benefit him come the end of the
Wets.
race. What did I say?
Wets.
Did I say softs?
Hards.
Hards, oops. Definitely not hards. Wets.
It's okay, Graham. Sorry.
Yikes.
Make mistakes. We ever have a shocker tonight? What's going on?
I don't know, man.
Wait, later. Facts lad set to fuck up. Excuse me. One second, Graham, just want to take a drink here.
No worries, Joseph. See if you can keep it. Nicky then right behind this battle as well. Oh, he's gone a bit deep, is Nicky. Oh, just about keeps it off of the Astro on the outside there. Could have been pretty dangerous, but gets a decent run out of turn 3. With nothing doing, Robin then, again, overspeed is good, but not good enough to make a move then into turn 4. Saigan then holding on to this position for the time being. Lord Holden is making an indent. While Ivazara, that's for P5. It's brought that 7-point-odd second gap down towards, 6.1, even climbing down further than that, so making good inroads. And Ivazara's just fallen back of Gran 4 seconds now, so Gran really finding a bit of a groove in the second stint, but still 9 seconds behind Faxlan that first stint. Just coming in, what I'm trying to say, wasn't helped by the first stint. That's what I'm trying to say.
Something about Faxland or something, that's all I heard.
And just Gran 9 seconds back of Faxlan. We got a nice little 3-car scrap here, Joe. P7, Saige at the head of it. We start lap 22. And ERS active then for Robin. Saige goes defensive, he has to go around the outside. Can he get later on the brakes? Saige trying to leave the car in there. Needs a space. Robin has to go off the track limits. I'll give him some sort of warning. And I think if Robin can keep this in a straight line and in control, he should be able to side through then down the inside. And this will be an easy enough move for him to make in the end. Comes back across onto the racing line and takes P7. Can he make the corner a little bit wide? Keeps the position. Saige should be able to fight back heading up the hill. Gets close. Nicky right behind this battle as well. Again, the conditions are atrocious, so no sign of intermediates then for sure. But as Robin then into P7, and I think we'll be able to use some of that fresh rubber to his advantage. 6 laps difference between his wets and Lord Holton's wets.
I think Storm will win.
Oh, sorry, Nicky's gone for it. Gee, Mackie's gone for the move. The sneaky one. Saige holds on to it though. Oh, bit of contact. Not sure if that caused any wing damage to Nicky's front. Looks okay. As after all this, Joe, Zam is getting onto the back of this as well.
Sam is getting onto the back of this finally after his unfortunate drive-through or jump start at the start.
Oh, a late move from Saige then. Very late move. But Nicky does take the position. That was tight. that was very tight. Saige then very bit of a late move, but does eventually surrender P9, and I think we'll have Zam for company in the not too distant future there. Conti's still pedaling around, to be fair, but pedaling is the word I would use. 49 seconds adrift, and just very much just wanting to finish the race at this stage.
Yeah, who is this Rico guy?
Don't worry about it. It's
What
okay.
clown?
No, he just said it was. He just said it was a shame.
No, I seen what he said. Gimp.
No, you don't need to worry about
As
it.
Faxland says, fast lap 19-0. He's actually closing in the boys up front.
He is,
A
to be
good
fair.
bit.
5 seconds is the gap. It was definitely bigger than that. It was 8 seconds not too long ago. So you're right, Joe. He has caught up a fair bit.
Can't be getting lapped again. He is having a shocker.
Yeah. Teammate laps him then. He just seems to have...
Twice.
Unless he's got like a dry steps or something on, but No, just the once, Joe.
Oh yeah.
Um, he just hasn't seemed comfortable, so he's just taken out a snail's pace, basically, just keep the car in a straight line, get some points on the board.
Yeah, he'll get 9 points.
You get 9 points, so he's
Better than nothing.
around the wrong way enough then to flourish with that danger. These walls are close enough here, so if you're not careful, you will end up in them, as Aquapaning found out earlier. Though not 100% sure what happened to him, but lap 24 of 36, Joe. We're 2/3 of the way there. Florian begins lap 25. 12 laps to go, Joe.
12 laps to go, Graham. 12 laps until... Oh, do we have to put him interviews? Oh my god.
We'll talk about it later.
Oh my god. Yeah, so
Nicky's still ahead of Cygate. And just then, Zam just a second behind that then. Joe, I'm not going to worry about it too much, to be honest. It's the last round. You know, so maybe next season.
Maybe next season.
Yeah. Again, as you'd expect in a wet race, field is very much spread. Again, this is usually what happens, especially after pit stops as well. So it really is not the most interesting race.
Well, especially when it's running as well.
Yeah. So this is how it goes sometimes. It would help if we had more cars, but again, not something you can control. It would help. It would have helped as well for a bit of championship intrigue if any of the top 4 want to turn up, top 3 even.
Nope.
But no, that was not the case. As yeah, closest gap we have is between Nicky, Cygate, and Zam. 8, 9 tenths. Close enough to be looking at, but not close enough to be anything interesting. But Faxan is continuing to close down the gap. 4.4 seconds. And that gap between Florian and Storm is very consistent. Again, that was what it was for most of the first stint as well. Kind of 1.1 seconds. Occasionally dipping in towards 8, 9 tenths. Never closer than that though. So they're very much evenly matched. And it was just, yeah, it came down to which car was in front. I always say that though, it's a bit closer actually this time around. This is the first time I felt like that gap has gone below 7 tenths. So maybe a difficult lap there for Florian, but again, it's just going to be so difficult to pass for Storm because they're so evenly matched on pace, but there's just no overtaking avenues in these conditions without a mistake. So it's going to be stuck behind for the time being.
Yeah, Soren is closing up to Florian as well. Again. Was 1.2 seconds, I believe.
Yeah. Joe, you're not listening to what I just said.
Oh, sorry, Graham.
I was talking about Florian and Storm, how the gap was never... It's been everything in Florian this entire race, between 8 tenths in a second.
Yeah, sorry, Graham. I wasn't even looking at the screen. I was nearly asleep there. Sorry.
Sorry, I don't blame you.
Tough day today. And I know you don't want to hear my life story, but sure, I'm going to tell you anyways. It's a long day. Oh, and someone's off! Oh, Conti's in the wall again.
If this brought a safety car, I wouldn't be too upset. But this is not going to, more than likely. Yeah, he's facing the right way. And just letting the car go. Parks it. And there, away we go. So, back in the right direction, but I think he's just about... It's going to be a lap down very shortly. In fact, yeah, having all sorts of problems. And there he goes, dives out of the way onto the grass, and that'll be...
Oh, Nicky is off!
Oh wow, sorry, I was looking. I thought that was Conti that dove away to the left. It's actually Nicky. Good spot, Joe. Just trying to back end, just get in the way, just does not want to stick. As Zam on the back of Sidegate, then this is for P8. Our closest battle on track, although the gap of the lead is close as well. 5-6 tenths. But again, very much ebb and flow to that. As well, Zam actually ran out of ERS that lap, so out of deployment for the lap. So he's pushing to try and get Sidegate. Let's be careful. If he pushes too hard, he's going to end up into a wall. Oh, what a beautiful camera angle. Look at that. I love to see the back wing of no one.
Sector 2, who is that? Oh,
It's
Conti?
Conti to be lapped by this battle. Lap 28 of 36. And Faxland 3.5 now behind, so closing and closing. Is there enough laps left though to close 3.5 seconds? And if there is, can he do anything about it?
Find out.
I see lap times are due, to be fair. Let's see what next time they come around this group. We'll have a look at the lap times they're setting. Oh, and Conti's off again. Off of the massive runoff area there, the Junsao. It's like a big field. But just really struggling. As Sidegate and Zam again, close. Not close enough. So I'll follow the lead cars here, just to see what they're doing. A wobble there for Stormy. He likes to get on that runoff on the outside there. I don't think there's a lot of grip there, but he's been consistently using it. Let's see what the lap times are. Let's see. We'll look at Storm more so than anything else. Comes across the line, sets a 1:20.1. Faxland comes across the line to set a 1:19.7. So a couple of tenths. Well, not a couple of tenths. Maybe half a second to be fair. So he is catching, that's for sure. Again, 7 laps to go. Is there enough time? And if there is any way through? Joe, this race is going to be decided on penalties, it would seem.
It looks like it, Graham.
There's a few sniffed around. We'll see once the race ends who's got what.
Yep, Zam is closed up and Sidegate, Graham.
As he has been the last few laps, so just no way through. Again, in the West, you just have to hope either you get a monster run, or you the car in front makes a mistake, and there goes your way through. Otherwise, in a straight line, if you're running vastly thinner wings, then there's just no way through.
So Faxland sets or Florian, my bad, sets 19, 20 flat, 21, 20, 19.8. Oh, he's catch. 20 flat, 20.1 and 19.8.
I'll tell you what, Joe, actually, I'll say this much. Lord Houghton was about 7 seconds behind Ivazar. He's now 1.7.
Remember what happened earlier on, Graham? Bit of
argy-bargy.
Getting the handbags though. The handbags, you know.
Ah, okay. So, James Head commented in there saying Division 5 isn't being streamed, but is being recorded. So, there you go. Thank you very much.
There you go, Rico.
Thank you for.
Thanks, James.
Thank you for clarifying, James. Didn't have to pop in here, but thank you very much for clearing that up, because yeah, people were asking and I didn't have any answers. So, appreciate that. Hope it's going well. Gap at the front again. It's dipping into 4 tenths. To be fair, he has bridged a few tenths here, has Storm, but again, he's going to have to rely on Florian making some sort of error, which really goes back then, Joe, to the fact that Storm let this race slip because how many laps did he allow Florian on those fresh wets? 2, 3? Because Florian was the first to respond, first to pit at the front two, and Storm just either he thought there was more time, or whatever the case was, but just very much misread how misread that one. Oh, I think that's Nicky who's round in sector 2 and struggled to hit the back end. If I was Nicky, I'd probably pit, fresh set of wets, and go for fastest lap. Not going to be losing any more positions.
Yeah, maybe a bit of intermediate. Like it's not even that rain, not rain that much. Like.
To be fair, it's actually not too heavy in sector 3 there. Fastest lap is a 19 flash from Faxland. He's our current fastest lap, but Nicky stays out. Again, the gap between Zam and Psyche, again, he's hit that roadblock, hasn't he? Just can't make any more gains. And the same with Storm as well. So I imagine, though, unless someone makes a mistake...
Well, Storm really lost it there, Graham.
I imagine, unless anyone makes a mistake, this is how we're going to finish. As a 2.2 seconds now, the gap between Faxland and Storm is. I think Faxland, as admirable as this has been to gain this much time in the second stint, I just don't think he's going to have enough laps to get this done. But he is within the penalty window. I know he has one penalty himself, but at this stage, all you could really ask for is to be within the 3-second window of the lead car. So after that, you know, you've done what you could. I reckon though, yeah, see, it's a shame he was stuck behind. He spent like 8 laps, didn't he? He was 8 laps behind Gran.
Yeah.
And had he been able to find a way through sooner, arguably,
he would have been definitely up there.
Yeah, arguably he would have been at the back of that group, or back of that group for the entirety of this second stint, or, you know, maybe in front, because his pace has been significant enough that he could maybe have made an overtake. Again, hard to say, because again, people have been able to catch but not overtake once they've got there. So yeah, this will be decided on penalties, because now Faxland is within 3 seconds of Florian, with just about to complete lap 33 of 36. It's a shame this race turned out the way it did with the wet, because this is a track that could produce a very close racing. Even though overtaking can be difficult, you're still close. You know, most people are still close around this track. So it's a shame that we didn't get to see it.
Yes. Nicky's off again.
Oh, Nicky's spinning away. I reckon those tyres are cooked.
Have to. Oh, and the Conti's after the exact same thing.
Yeah, literally like for like. He's a lap down, of course. Maybe 2 laps down now at this stage. Yeah, rears are just absolutely cooked. Why they haven't pitted at this stage, I'm not... Between Nicky and Conti, I'm not sure. Makes little sense to stay out on a set of wet, so you can try and go for a fastest lap effort. Look at this dojo, 1 second now between Faxland and Storm, and if he's going to be closing in that in a second. It's got much better run. Storm's had a very poor run heading out of Junsao. Florian is gone, and Faxland's going to take second place off from here. A disastrous time to make a mistake for Storm. He's lost second place. Oh, bit of contact on the way out. Oh, tight. But now let's see if Faxland can do anything. He's got 2 laps now to make an inroad on Florian. Can he do anything about it? We'll see. But terrible time for Storm to make a mistake.
Storm just has to stay at the back of this. Stay in the 3-second window.
All he can do at this stage. And he's made that mistake. Again, I did see Faxland with 1 penalty. I'm not sure if he's got more. I don't know about Florian. I'm not quite sure about Storm either. But whoever's kept the cleanest race is going to win, regardless of how they finish here. Well, depends if they've got no pens, but Again, I know Faxland has won. It's just whoever's kept the cleanest race here at the top three is going to take this race victory. So we'll see. They're exiting Junsao for the second to last time. Faxland then 7/10 behind. Bit of a wobble, but seems like he got a decent run. And a bit of ERS to use. May as well use all of it now at this stage. As we begin the final lap of the season. Lap 36. Again, these front three have been in the class of their own. Their pace very strong. Faxland's definitely been the fastest driver today. He's had to make up 8 seconds after the pit stops. And he made it, and he's past Storm. Can he take this victory? Well, penalties will decide. Who's your money on, Joe?
Storm.
Storm. Do you know the penalty situation?
Not really.
Okay, good. Oh, that's a Williams off. It's actually Zam.
It's going to be tight, Graham. Look at it. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's going to be tight.
Oh, never mind. Is it? Yeah, it is, yeah. No, it's not. That's not 3 seconds, that's 2 seconds show.
Yes, it's 1.4, not 2.4. Here we go then. Last traction zone to worry about. Florian has driven in a brilliant race. He got the undercut on Storm. Storm did not respond. And he's had the pace. And now Florian is going to come across the line. Will it be enough to take victory on the day? The Suzuka Brazilian Grand Prix. He crosses the line. He keeps the victory.
And Storm wins!
Oh, it's Storm kept his nose clean. I thought he was through. It was Florian, but Storm takes the victory. 1/10 of a second in the end. 6/10 to Faxland. They both had 1 time penalty each, it seemed. And Storm kept it clean. And he takes the full 30 points. And there you go then. Faxland then picks up a good podium in third. Grannon, he must have wing damage then. He said front wing in the chat. So a very lonely 4th place in the end for Gran. 17 second out Ivazara in 6th. Lord Holton then behind that in 6th rather. 5th for Ivazara. Cygate then will come across the line. Finishing 8th. Storm in the chat, no point pushing as you
Sam, what are you doing? If you start doing donuts, there'll be no podium interviews.
Joe, I think he's just lost traction. He lost it there a few laps ago as well.
He's revving it in second, like, cop on.
Joe, relax.
Don't bin it, please. Please don't bin it. Look. What's this? What's this shenanigans?
Joe, relax. It's the last race of the season.
Cream!
And Nicky then will round out the top 10. A very lonely P10.
God.
There you go. So congratulations to Storm. Winning the race. Very mature drive then in the end. Realising the penalty situation. And no need to push, as he said. Top 3 they all deserve to win that race, to be fair. Their pace was very good. But it is Storm who moonwalks his way onto the podium. Ahead of Florian and then ahead of Faxland, who does, I would say, arguably would be my driver of the day at least, for making up that ground.
Storm or Faxland?
Give it a Storm based on the win, but Faxland have like a very, very close second for sure. Joe, I hope you feel bad, Joe, that because Zam got a puncture. So there you go.
Oh, sorry.
I hope you feel bad now.
No, I don't.
You should. Anyway, Storm, the only driver without a penalty in the end. Fair play to him. Not easy in these conditions. Had a Florian Faxland the second. Gran then a very lonely 4th place in the end. Ivazara, good drive from him. 10th, ends up in 5th. Lord Holton then in 6th. Robin in 7th. Cygate 8th. Zam 9th. Nicky 10th. And Conti 11th. Which does mean, of course, that Charlie is the Division 4 champion. I would offer some congratulations, but honestly, the fact that he didn't even show up today, I don't know. Well, congratulations. Congratulations win the title. It was strong enough that this last race didn't matter. He wasn't quite here. Anyways, Joe, have you any closing thoughts on the season?
Some questionable driving. So I don't know. It's a bit of a mixed season. Not gonna lie. It was good, entertaining, and hopefully season 2 is much better. What about you, Graham?
Yeah, I've similar feelings to you. It was good, it was bad, in a sense as well. Attendance was, let's put it blunt, poor for the beginning and the end. The middle part was actually okay, but the start and the end of it was just, yeah, very, very, very poor. But we did get some good racing in between, that's for sure. So that's my take on it. I know. Look, I'm going to be honest. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do podium interviews. We had 12 drivers, 9 last week. It was a boring race. Honestly, the last thing I want to do is spend more time on it. So we could do them next season, but yeah, don't really fancy it after 36 laps of. We had some decent racing there, but yeah. How about this as an incentive? How about some more drivers turn up? We can do some podium interviews. How about that?
Wait, where did you see this?
No, I'm just saying it.
Oh my god, oh, okay.
Do you disagree?
No, I fully agree with you, Graham. Fully agree.
Yeah.
Fully agree. To blow me nose here. Sorry.
Anyways, I have no more thoughts on that. Congratulations to Charlie for winning the title. Who won the who won the constructors in the end? Let me have a quick look at the standings. Didn't even think about the constructors honestly, because again, it wasn't really didn't really think much of a title fight, because again, all the main drivers are missing, so you know, it's kind of tough to kind of look at a title showdown when none of the drivers were there. Racing points. I think Racing Point won in the end. 238. Lord Holton got some points. Red Bull were 11 points behind. I know Faxland got a podium. Actually, sorry, I think Red Bull might have won it. 2 cars. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sure that's another day to be. It's another day.
Mercedes.
We'll
Do
speak
you know
about.
what? It actually would have been very close. Mercedes are very close as well, with Storm taking the full 30 as well. 32 as well.
But anyways, life goes on, Graham. That's division. From myself and you, Graham. This has been season 1. Join us in, I think it's 2 weeks' time, Graham. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. 2 weeks' time for season 2. First race is Bahrain. So join us in Sakhir, Bahrain, in 2 weeks' time. I think it's in November. No, I don't know when it is. Anyways, but October, yeah. Join, from me and Graham. Graham would like to say a few words before we go. And goodbye.
See ya.